Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, out here in the lab. Not the wee hours in the morning no more, but early morning, doing what I do for you. Oh, we going back to Egypt. Yeah, the pyramids is in effect today. Let's go. I got something good for you today. Hmm. Right, isn't 25 rule of that by story time. Story with a message and story for life. These are life lessons. I learned them. I'm giving to you. You can pick them up and use them and benefit like I do. That's the whole purpose. Let's go. Numbers looking good too. Thank you. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. I want you to do just that. You're a right thinker, you following me? That's what you come here to do. Let's go. Know thyself is the question I ask every day. You should have an answer, and if you're not where you need to be, you should be working on it. Being your best self is what you do. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I can teach them. Stay tuned. That's what I do for you. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I, I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I'm here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Next one is a person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. They probably wear a hat, a little turban with a triangle on it. Follow them. They're wise. All these people, all these persons, reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I belong to a Masonic order. We got stuff that we do, ritualistics, and this one part of my outfit. So I'm using it to teach a lesson today. I'm big on pyramids, always have been, but I'm also big on aspects of my character to be a better person. I got that esoteric knowledge from Masonic order. Then I went a little further, and went to Egypt. I got some more esoteric knowledge I'm gonna bring to you today. Right thinkers, let's talk about the original, okay, 12 disciples, aka 12 stages of consciousness, aka 12-fold of divine power, aka 12 aspects of your divine character, aka you. I've been listening to my man, Reverend Ike. That brother was on time. He was conscious. I got some lesson coming from him coming too. But let's talk about the 12 original divine principles. We give them characters. We label them. What's this? Haru, Set, Tahuti, Kunum, Hathar, Sabat, Ra, Amen, Ptah, Anpu, aka Anubis, Asar, aka Osiris, Aset, aka Isis. These are the names of the 12 original concepts of our Christness or Haruhood, okay? It starts with Haru and it should end with Haru because that's who you want to become. After you're going through all these phases, you end up being Haru-er, the grown warrior who defeats his ego uncle, aka his ego. Now, the first one is, let's start with Haru. Haru, the, Haru, the what? Oh, the hero, the Christ in you. That's who you want to be. So Christ's been around a long time, not just because Jesus come along. Again, we knew about Christ. We knew what it was. We knew what it meant. Your father's, the Christ in you, your father's avenger to defeat his evil brother, Uncle Set, aka the ego. We gave these mythological people characters so you can use them, emulate them, and use them. I'm emulating now Haru. Next one is Set. the ego. He's the killer of the spirit. Why? Because the spirit represented by Asar, his brother, Set, killed him because of his greed, his jealousy, his envy, and his unrighteousness to get what he wants his way. Bylaw number 11, old school. If somebody got something you want, they don't want to give it up, gangster it. AKA, you know what it is. Old school concept. It ain't changed. Set started out that way. And all these lessons I'm telling you about now, it was done ancient times. So ain't none of this new, and nothing new under the sun. So understand that. The next one is I teach about Tahuti. He's God's mind. He's the brain. He's the guy you see that's always keeping records. Why? Because from the time you come here to the time you leave here, that's his job. That's the aspect of your brain, your mind. If he's Ra's mind, that means the mind of all men. Ultimate consciousness. He was the intellect. He knows all. He's the Akashic records. How about that? Let's go. Now, they said Tahuti is God's mind, and he who without a mother, divine knowledge, creator of the Medjugorje. Okay, aka the hieroglyphics. He was the creator of our understanding, communication. Started out with the hieroglyphics, the writings of God. Medjugorje means the writings of God. Okay, next one we got Kunum. The Bible tells you about how God created man, put him on the potter's wheel, and created him. They got that from Kunum. That's on the walls of the temple. He's the potter. He's on the potter's wheel, creating man and woman. Not just one. He created them both. Hence, the ram-headed God, a.k.a. the potter who fashions man and women. Moving on. I call my boss Kunum. Why? Because he gives people opportunity to be their best self. And in my mind, that's letting people, creating them and fashion them in their own likeness. Good job, dude. I told you they're just aspects of your personal character. You learn them. We put them in form so that you can do that. Learn them, emulate them. I got a lesson for that coming up. But it's all about understanding and how to use the knowledge that you get. And just knowing about the Egyptian gods. Know the aspects of your character. But they call them gods and all that. You use them. This is you. My man, Reverend, I tell you, the Bible is the book about you. Half of y'all don't know that. So another lesson. Trust me. Listen to somebody who have esoteric knowledge, not just the exo that on the surface. I'm not here to tell you what you already know. I need to enlighten you. That let me give you some information that you don't have. Sorry about that. Bring it back, reel it in. Okay. I'm good. You know, you get no time. I get that way too. Sorry about that. But let me tell you this. I told you the aspect you carry. Hathor, the goddess of beauty, fertility, and everything that's, good from the aspect. She's also Ra's daughter. Okay? She ain't no joke. He was sent when he sent her after you, you got problems, metaphorically. But yeah, that's who she represented. Okay? One of his daughters. Next one you got, and moving on. Sabbath. Now he's the crocodile god. His mother is Neith, one of the goddesses that I introduce you to later as we go. But yeah, he had his own following, but he was the bad man. Okay, he ran part of the Nile River, and because the Nile belonged to him, he eat anything that comes up and down there. And when it said, the story goes, when Set cut up Osiris in a few pieces, 14, some say 72, some say if you know the story, you know it's 14. And the one that got eaten by the fish, the penis, that's what they made the part of the fish. It was a long story. But going back to Sabak, he's a crocodile god. Google him. How about that? I ain't got, man, there's too much stuff in there. It's part of your aspect, which is the brutal part, the physical part. Yeah, I don't care part. But guess what? Because of his discretion or indiscretion by not respecting the parts of Osiris' body, he got his tongue ripped out. So party's over. No more jabber from him. So in every aspect of your character, there's a reward and a punishment. It don't change. It goes for everybody. Okay, moving on. Next one, Ra, the Trinity. Amen, hidden one, Ra, the visible, Ta, the creator. So let's deal with Ra, the higher God, aka Ha, because it's the sun. You can see him. He's visible. Okay, sun God got old and philosophically, he got old and people started disrespecting him, didn't respect him because he had drool and he got little, But what happened, he sent his daughter, Sekhmet, turned into, or Hathor, whichever you want to use, turned into Sekhmet, the lioness, and she went out and started eating and killing up the unrighteous people, the bad people. At judgment time, you got Amen for that. If your heart is heavier than the feather, Amen gets to have his way with you. But when God was first embarrassed, been a few times, for all you unrighteous people, he sent his daughter, and it got good. To a long story short, again, they put her to sleep after tricking her to drinking what she thought was blood, was a beer, and she fell asleep for 72 hours. That 3-day thing has been around a long time. Okay. Yeah, she fell asleep for 3 days. She woke up. She had no more desire to kill. So she became the lioness Basep, and she's a nice, humble cat. Okay, big cat. Next one is Amen. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait, okay, now. And he left earth up to heaven on the back of Hathor when she's in the cow mode, sacred cow, took him up to heaven where he resides. And he left. The first pharaoh, first king after Ra was Shu, which represented by air. You see him pushing Newt up over Gab. Ain't nothing between earth and heaven now but air. At one time, it was like this. Another story. But moving on. Amen, excuse me. Amen. The hidden one. After prayer, we call his name. So we still having reverence to the original God. Amen. After every prayer, you say that. Now, he was the one that at every prayer. Life, he's the life force that's in everything that exists. That's his title. The hidden one. Next one is Ptah or Tuh. The skull cap wearing God that you see like this. How about this? The Oscar. They stole that too. There's no limit to what them guys will take and use and claim as theirs. They'll change the name, but it's still they know where it comes from. All right, here you go. Ptah, the skull cap wearing, the self-created one. In creation, he represents the utterance of bringing stuff into existence. He created himself. He named everything that he thought. He named it. That's the power we have. Again, our power to create, even ourselves. Where we at now? Physically, cosmetically. Now, there was all known as, back in then, netters. One netter was God. All the other ones of him was Netaru, okay? It means plural, more than one. But they're all just aspects of your character, and they came in male and female, and even animal form. Anthropomorphic, they called it. Let's go. Because they used the aspect of that animal gift to signify what they're trying to get across to you. Like I'm trying to do now. Hope you're getting it. All right, here you go. Apu, a.k.a. Anubis. He's the firstborn of Asar, Haru's older brother, again, half-brother. Why? Because his mother is Nephthys, the twin of Isis or Aset. Yeah, another story. But he got both kids by both his sisters. Okay, one is Anubis and other one's Haru from Aset. Good story. And these are things that you can learn. These we should teach our kids. Why? Because it's a lot of lessons. Boy, it's a whole bunch of lessons in there. That's why. And they use that. That's why. I'm going to take you to the yoga philosophies of yoga, and one of them is the yoga of wisdom. You got to learn the Sarian story. Why? Because it's life lesson. That's why. I'm very versed in that one. My favorite. Okay, now, then you got Asar, the brother of Seth, who killed him because he was jealous. He was the leader that everybody loved. He had a wife that was perfect. Everything was good. Sisters, you got a few stories about how Anubis was born to Nephthys. Nephthys was married to Seth. Seth can't reproduce. She wanted a son. So steps in. Isis let her step in and then boom, bada bing, bada boom, she got Anubis. But nobody talks about that because it's all philosophical and metaphorically to make a point. Nephthys represents nature. Isis represents eternity. Nephthys had baby between Osiris, spirit, and nature. You get Anubis, represents discernment. You get spirit and intuition. You represent higher self, higher consciousness, aka Haru. Another lesson. Let me get back to this. Sorry about that. Oh man, that's gonna be a long one. Sorry about that. Let me get on track. Now, then you got Aset, the goddess of wisdom, intuitive knowledge, and the most powerful female, the most powerful goddess known. Why? She got the secret from Ra. Another lesson, another story, another time. But how about this? She's the most powerful because she had the ability to bring her husband Osiris back to life. And when Haru got bitten by the scorpion and died, she brought him back. So she knew some things. Okay? So Isis, that they call her, we know as Aset. She was the queen of queens. Okay? Now, they played major roles in our lives if we choose to use them or not. Once you know about the characters and the aspects of yourself, you're supposed to implement them and live them, become them. You'll learn that as we go along. You can use all the aspects of your character. That's the whole purpose of you being a complete person. They gave Jesus the same concept, but they changed it, moved around. It's all the same thing. These are the original 12 stages of consciousness. Knowing thyself. If you know these conscious phases, you know you. 12 phases. Jesus got 12 disciples. Zodiac got 12 signs. Come on. 12 is the number. All right, here we go. Now, the goal was to what? Be like them. Emulate them. Not be like Mike. Not be like Kobe. No, not even be like me. Be your best self and be like your higher self. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Haru. It'll make a difference. Do it. Who they call it, what the name of it, really ain't the biggest part about having it happen. If you're up here with me in knowledge of spirituality, I don't question how you got here. I know the work it took me to get there. So I probably took you the same kind of work. So respect. That's what I'm trying to show you. When we walk around in the house with this on, everybody respects the other one. Why? Because we all got the same thing. We all got here, so to speak. There you go. Now, your gods, you know yourself. If you know your gods, you know yourself. So emulate them and become God-like in every aspect of your character. That's being perfect. Okay? When you cover every base, every aspect of every character, no weakness, no flaws, you're like a diamond. You're perfect. These disciplines will purify and lighten your heart for judgment day. That's the whole key. They're giving you the blueprint that you can live up to. And when it comes your time to be accountable for what you did, you'll know, you'll understand, and you will be passable of the judgment. Why? Because you know yourself. You lived, you did, and became proficient in doing the things you need to do. So the heart is light as a feather. I don't carry around animosity. I don't have jealousy. I don't have deceit, larceny. All those qualities I gave up. I didn't say I didn't have them. Yeah, I did. But when you can break off the superfluity of your life, your bad character as a Mason, I learned that a long time ago. Now I'm even more proficient. I do it now with living right, doing right, putting the time in, praising him and doing the things that he would find good or he sees you doing and he will reward you for doing that. I didn't get nothing for doing that. Even masonry. I ain't going there. But yeah, no rewards. So moving on. All right. Next one is being Haru means you have what? Defeated your ego. Defeated your ego, aka your uncle Seth, the evil uncle who took your father's life and made life for you and your mother complete hell. You want to get back. Get back at them, be your best self. Conquer them. Okay? Don't let them run you. That's the ego. Sebek, the son of Neith and the king of Crocodilia back in the day. But after eating a sauce part of the body, he had to be punished. When Newt and Gad was in their sexual race, they broke a rule of Ra. Don't have no babies. You can't give birth. You can't, no offspring. Okay? They disavowed the order. When God gave Shield the order to separate them, Gab still was hard as a rock. So that's why you see the monument that represents, some say Osiris, is really Gab. Okay, it's from the earth. That's the stiff rod that would impregnate heaven. But together, they look how far apart they are now because they broke the rule from Ra and now they pay. He will forever be here looking up. She will ever be up there looking down. The rule was you don't want to break Ra's laws. Why? Because it's for eternity. Just a little tidbit. All right, here we go. Moving on. Hope you like that little quick story. The Ahudi, the wise one. Being like him is what? Using your intellect, being the right thinker. One of my favorites. I got a few friends I call Tahuti because why? They emulate their quality in their character. So that's one aspect that they got covered. Now work on the rest. Okay, well, having one is good. When you go to the Charlatan Temple, you can get one and master one. They say you can be a jack of all trades, but a master of one. I want to be a master of all trades like Imhotep. the original one. Another lesson. All right, here you go. Boy, this thing is fun. Let me wrap this up. Oh, Lord. Okay, I see the numbers from there, 20 minutes. Sorry about that, but I hope the lesson's good to you. Hathor turns into the cow goddess and takes Ra up into the field of reeds, up into aka heaven. Okay, where nothing grows, nothing moves, everything stays the same. That's a concept of heaven. Okay, Apu will make sure you get a fair shake. That's his job to balance the scales of Maya at Judgment Day. He's the original. I'm going to do my job. That's it. If my job is to take you to Aminet because your heart dropped heavy in the feather of Maya, I'll take you there. If your heart passed the feather test, you go into Haru so he can take you to his father conceptually. Ain't nothing changed. Set, the ego, aka the jealous one, who will kill because of that quality. If you got Satanic qualities, that means you're jealous, you got evil in you, you got distrust, you're not a good person. How about that? And that's the Satanic thing that you want to take out of your life. But the ego has to be present. Why? Because it's the fight in you. You don't want to take the fight out of you. You just want to put that fight under control by you, not have it control you. How you go? I said, never liked or trusted her brother Set. Wisdom and ego don't go together. They're direct opposites, like knowledge and ignorance. Wisdom and ego don't clash. Oil and water, they're not going to mix. Salt water, fresh water, they're not going to mix. Two of the same thing, the magnet, not going to mix. I like that. Let me wrap this up again. I appreciate you tuning in. Now, the end result, Haru, is who we all should want to be. Knowing thyself and being thy best self, like moi. That's who Haru is, and that's who you should be. Trust me. I do it every day. I teach you how to do it. Practice. You can do it too. I'll be back. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.